Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this world. And I know that Mohammed Shukri, who is joining me today, fitting in with his very busy schedule, he's joining me in the morning from Bahrain. How are things in Bahrain, my good friend?
They are perfect. It's a perfect morning, and it's good to be back here in this beautiful podcast. Graham.
Oh, so it's perfect talking to me. Don't say that. What does that do? A relationship and trust. So I know that you are a very much an in-demand facilitator and coach and all-around good guy. Um, we haven't had you on this program for a little while, but and I know that that's because you've been busy changing the world in other parts or other places, but mainly in the leadership area. I have a question. Does your leader trust you? Or we could put it another way and say, do you trust your leader?
Yeah, that's a big question, actually, Graham. And if you ask this, and decide the cubicles of the workplace, maybe you'll find a more honest answer that you will get if you are facilitating a workshop around leadership.
I would be
Uh,
would be wondering how many people are speaking truthfully when I'm doing this in a workshop, because their leader might be in the room at the same time. And,
exactly.
oh, no, of course we trust him, we love him, or and in fact they may not. So tell me more.
It's not that they don't trust. One short, quick answer would be sarcastically, do I have a choice? I mean, I am working with them. So
Yeah.
do I have a choice to change my leader? No, actually, the fact that they are frustrated around their leader shows that they are expecting more. They want to be there. This is the place where they want to perform and express their talents in the best ways. But can they do that with this leader? Uh-uh. This leader is limiting, that's one phases of lack of trust, limiting their contribution. They are not helping the employee unleash fully all his or her potential, thinking that, okay, what you have is just enough. We have objectives, no need to explode all your talents here, for example, all right? And that's why they feel, why you don't trust me enough? The other part of it is that actually leaders also still are bound to their old mentality and their old role before they were promoted because they used to be very good performers and now they are heading the other performers and they are like, all right, um, you are not as good as I am, so you have to be like me. In our days, we used to, the narrative.
Mm.
So I saw these two uh, faces in a lack of trust the most. So let me summarize. Number one, what you have is just enough, and the employee feels you don't trust me. The other one is that the leader does not trust the full competence of the employees, nor he is moving to upgrade them, and he still shares the work he used to do before.
And it's also it's trust in many of its forms that is important. And let's start at a base level. Some people you say, do you trust your manager? You've asked that question, and they may simply say, I just come to work and do my job. That's it. That's all I want. Do my job and get paid. Uh, okay. But is that person going to grow a career if that's an attitude? But some people are like that. If I am the leader, therefore, I am going to be wanting to have trust with everybody who is with me. And if some managers may not think that that's necessary. No, no, just do the job. What's trust about? I trust you to finish the job at the time I give it to you, and in the way that I've given it to you, and not be a minute late. Otherwise, I'll come and do some more micromanaging. So when
Yes.
we have this, for me, in many ways, trust is the glue in relationships. it kind of holds it together. Don't you think that we have a relationship with someone? No, I can trust him. And I remember, think of now of an Emirati gentleman. Perhaps I should be more broad and say a man from the Middle East who was very successful. And he mentioned a friend. We were talking about trust, and he mentioned a friend of his, and we were talking about trust. And he said, I would trust him with 1 million dirhams or dollars or whatever. And he genuinely meant that. And he genuinely had 1 million that he wasn't just uh, fantasizing about 1 million. He had 1 million that he would be able to trust someone with. But he said when there are other aspects in this life, women, and he said I would never trust him with women and what he would be doing. It's a little bit disparaging of that. So he said trust in the working relationship and the friendship is so important. And he knew in this case, with these things that he needed, absolute trust. And when we've got that as a leader, I believe we can achieve far, far more success for the individual, for the people involved, because the people who are involved will be engaged if they know that there is a sense of trust between them and the leader and other colleagues that they're working with. It could be the colleague who's sitting at the next desk or the next working station, and I know that we have things we share together in terms of work, and I can rely on him. We often use the word rely, and rely is related to trust, right? I can rely on him to do something. So I can trust that he will do something that's required to do. This is a really good relationship. As I've said, I think it's the glue in the relationship. And I think when it comes to personal relationships, the same thing. I think trust, again, is the glue to the relationship that holds it together. And in that situation, because it's a glue in the tough times, in the difficult times, in the challenging times, the people will stay together even more in those circumstances when there is a strong sense of trust that you have with the leader. Now, what if you don't have trust? Tell me.
It's exactly the thing. Now, the word have trust is the tricky one. Now, the example you mentioned is very, beautiful. It's like an individual who has, let me call this, earned your trust because of their behavior. So that's why in the leadership challenge, we talk about behaviors and practices. Unless and until you actually show through action that you can earn someone's trust, no one will trust you. So the leader, instead of waiting for people to trust him, he should actually exhibit and show and earn their trust. I just met recently someone who was seconded to another department. All right. And he said, now suddenly I'm a leader of almost 30 people. All right. That I've not worked with them before. And this was the company's decision. And I need to earn their trust. And I'm feeling nervous. And so if I go, I said, do you know anyone? He said, yeah, I know someone and I can rely on him very well. 1 out of 30 people. But when you are a leader and you need to gain the trust of 30 plus people, then it is you who should actually go beyond knowing someone for who they are, and you become that person who people want to trust. It's what you do on a daily basis. It's not the conversation, it is the conversation you have with each one, but also are you acting upon that? If you say to someone, I can really trust you on this, okay, that's good motivation, that's good pep talk, but are you willing to give him that, trust and give him the task that you said you will trust him on, or give him that area, or give him that assignment, for example? That would be the question, Graham.
I'm really pleased that you talked about leader with 30 people who were reporting to him. How many of those 30 should he have trust with? All of them. All of them.
Absolutely.
But he might say, well, there are 3 people in the team that I can trust. That's no way good enough. It should be trust that exists with everybody in the team that I trust these 5 people who are working on the other side of the room or in another part of the building, but we are all working together. And I know that trust is part of this relationship. That means so much more can be achieved. Now, you touched on the leadership challenge and the model the way. First practice. One of the things we say in that is DWYSYWD. Do what you say you will do. I should be able to quote it in Arabic, but I'm told that that is in the Quran, and it's one of the biggest sins if you don't do what you say you will do. I will use
Absolutely.
the Arabic, but I know that all Arabic-speaking people say to me, "What language is that?" So I won't do it now, but you know what I'm talking about. It's
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
faith. Part of it, do what you say you'll do. That
yes,
builds trust, doesn't it? All around the room, you've got 30 people working, reporting to you. Build trust with all of them. And you know that you can rely on every one of those people. And one of the other things that you alluded to was in terms of building trust with your behavior in model the way. If we talk about values, and if I know the values of my team members, and if they understand each other's own values, and if someone says honesty is a value, that's one of mine, and integrity is a value, I am going to believe really much more quickly that I could trust this person, more so if I have those as values, but to have integrity as a value, to me, integrity is close to trust. We would say that if someone breaks trust, they don't have a lot of integrity. So if someone says integrity is a value of mine, I'll be thinking, yep, this guy will do what he says he will do. I can trust him because of his own personal sense and belief in integrity. So these people we talk about the model of the way, and people leave clues. But when they're living their values, we can see that by the things that they do or say, that they indicate that those are the values that they've got. And we can see from that quite often whether we can trust that person. Now, coming back to your wonderful model of one leader for 30 people, here it's, of course, as always, it's got to go both ways, hasn't it? It's got to go both ways. That I trust you and you trust me. One of the things is if I show trust to you, you are more likely to return that to
yeah.
me, aren't you? Because of the behavior that you've seen, you've witnessed, and you've been pleased about that. Because I know that if people experience trust, they feel a greater sense of connection to the person who's giving that trust to them, right? So they will
Yeah.
reinforce that back to that person. And I think it's wonderful for that leader of 30 people. It's a lot of people to be reporting to. But anyway, let's stay with that model. Even if it's 20 people, and if there's a strong bond of trust that exists between him and each one of those people, not trust with the group as such. That's too broad. Oh, I trust my group of 25 people. No, I want him to be able to trust Ali, Abdullah, Asma, all of that, individual. Name them. And each person I can trust because of the relationship that we've got. And the people who have that trust will reflect that back to me. They'll know that they can trust me. I can trust them as well. There we go. That's
And yes, and yeah, you're absolutely right on that. All of them should feel this this trust permeating around the room. There should be some sort of um, um, security. I feel secure in this place.
yeah.
I feel trusted. My voice is trusted. My opinions are trusted. I can give my opinion anytime. So we agreed also with my client that it's all started. He said to me, actually, not I didn't say that to him, and I said, "Bravo." He said, "I think I need to listen to them, all of them. I should start with listening." And as much as we think that trust is a number of expressions or phrases I need to say honestly and I mean them,
Yeah.
it really goes before that to actually listening to all of them and appreciating, acknowledging. It's not just listening, but
Yep.
also adopting ideas and, even blessing some ideas and saying, all right, okay, I think we should do that. All right. And
Just
even if, yes,
because I want to stay a little bit more with listening. That is
please.
key.
Yeah, yeah,
It is key, isn't it? Right?
it is.
I'm going to, if I, as a leader, listen to you, one of my staff members, one of my team, what is the impact on that person? He actually listens to me. So he cares about me. We trust each other. And if I do that to 30 other people or whatever in the team, even that simple
Yeah.
act is so often abused and people don't listen. But if the leader demonstrates that he is listening to the people, that's almost a stepping stone to a deep relationship of trust because he listens to me. He values my concerns and he shows genuine, I'm going to use another favorite word that we have, he shows empathy for me in the situation that I have. And if he shows empathy for me, he is connecting to me, building the relationship. I have got trust with him and he with me. The starting point, as you so rightly said, was listening, not sending another email. Which may or may not get read. Hope it does get read. But listening, that basic thing is so important. Sorry, I'll just continue on from where you were. I loved the flow of your ideas coming out of the listening. So please continue.
Yeah. And that shows that you were actually listening very well. Anyway, so yeah, and when you do that, and we always say, Graham, that other people are watching what you do, all right? So the person next to you is watching what you do individually to Ahmed, for example, who is in the team, and they will feel secure, all right? A lot of people feel reluctant in the teams to give their honest opinions or honest ideas. They prefer to wait for the break and they have tea and they will have some breakfast with their peers and they will say unofficially what they think about the operations or what they think about, and that's because they care, let alone if they stopped caring. But if they care, they will not speak to you as a leader, and then you have a sense of people not sharing their ideas. So anyway, so start with listening, acknowledging their ideas, adopting some of them, and putting them into action, even if what that was an old idea, that was an idea you had already, or that was in the pipeline already. Don't, kill the enthusiasm of your team member and say, oh, yeah, 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 that's a good idea, but it's coming in the pipeline. The management is thinking of it already. You are actually extinguishing that fire and you are telling every other person in the room your ideas are not heard. Sorry, I can play down on your ideas anytime I want, so the others will not speak. Please adopt their ideas and say we will do that, that's a good idea, etc., etc. If you start doing that, you gain a lot of trust with your employees. It's listening to
But
start with.
listening to them. If you don't listen, it's not even the start of the building blocks to trust.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is so important. How many times can you break trust? How many times can you break trust?
Every time you don't listen?
No, but how many times can you break trust?
Once.
Yeah, once, and that's it, gone, goodbye, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Once.
Don't get you don't get a second chance. You've got a whole lot of rebuilding to do if you break trust just
Yeah.
once. If you say one of my values is integrity, you're not going to break trust. If you say trust is the value, you know the value of trust, so you won't break the trust. And it just permeates, it goes through the entire team and the organization if there is a strong feeling of trust. Now, there's some other ways to support and build that trust. As we keep saying, leadership is a relationship. And when you have a good relationship with colleagues and friends and others, you enjoy that, don't you? You may not use that word, but it's a comfortable environment when you're with that person, right? Because of the connection that you have, and trust is very much a part of that, because of the connection that you have built through trust. But then, as we move down, looking at other elements or the practices of the leadership challenge, if a leader says, when you come up with a problem, if the leader says, "Well, what do you think is the best way of doing this? Is there another way of doing this? Can you find another way?" Look at what are we doing to that person? We are
Challenging.
we're challenging the process, but we're doing this through showing our trust for him or her by saying, "Can you do this? Why can't you look for a better way of doing it?" What? Oh, trust is there. Does it indicate that the leader doesn't care about the problem? Not at all. But if the leader says, "You know what, I reckon there's a pretty good chance that you know the answer to this, so why don't you go and work on it and come back to me and tell me when it's working well? And if you've got any other problems, come and talk to me. We'll see what we can find out." Right? Trust is in all of that part of the working relationship. Model the way, challenge the process. And another one we can move down. What if I empower? And I did in what I was just saying then when I said, you go and work on the problem and the suggestions you've got. You go and see if we can do it. I am empowering him. I'm enabling him or her to act. So I am demonstrating in the fourth practice my trust that I have with someone when I say, "Well, why don't you go and try this out? What's holding you back? It's certainly not me. Have you found another way? Can you find another way?" And I'm sure that you're able to do this. I'm showing trust in that person by doing this instead of saying, "Well, tell me the details and I'll sort it out tomorrow when I've got time." No.
Yes,
No.
yes.
And the sixth practice, of course, is when that person has achieved the change, or even along the way, when the leader encourages the heart and says, "That's a great job. You did really well with this. I don't know how you did it. I wouldn't have been able to do it in the time you did it." This underneath all of those words, but certainly the sentiments behind those words, is that I trusted you and you delivered. So we have a relationship of trust. Micromanaging, I'm going to use a big word now. Micromanaging is the antithesis, that is the absolute opposite of trust. If I'm micromanaging,
Yeah.
it almost says, "I don't trust you, so I'm going to keep reminding you. I don't trust you, so I'm going to check in on if you're doing it the right way." There's no trust where there's micromanagement, is there? None at all. Because I'm
Absolutely.
checking on you, I'm making sure that you are holding the pen the right way, and if you're sitting on all of that, because I want to micromanage. I don't trust you to get this done. And the best leaders, I got to tell you, they enable others to act and do all these things that we keep banging on about. Fundamental is trust. Jim Kouzes, author of the Leadership Challenge, co-author with Barry Posner, says, "Trust trumps everything." Trust trumps everything. It is so important in relationships. And as we've said, I want to trust my leader. I want my leader to trust me. And if that permeates the entire team and the entire division, fantastic. People love working there. Feel safe to say something to their manager, leader, about something that he may not agree with, that he may have a different view about, but they feel safe to do this. Does this seem to resonate with what you've been working on recently and opening up better possibilities and outcomes for people?
It does actually, it does. And you mentioned the word safe. And when I feel safe enough, that means I trust you. All right. I feel safe to be in this home, in your home. Then I will relax and I will say, open up with you. So it's that safety that you create first. So leaders create that environment of safety, security. It's okay to say your ideas. It's okay even to make mistakes and learn from them. And this is the team that will trust you, and you will start to see wonders of potentials that you were unaware of, which will work in your favor actually in the best success of your department or your division. And when that happens, you are going to be ready for the bigger things that you are actually there for. You are running the business. You are not running the micromanaging every part of the process or the operations. So once you give the trust to the employees, your team, they will handle everything for you, even things that you didn't ask for. And that is where you are becoming a strategic person. Strategic people will be ready to go to the next level. Otherwise, you will stay there all your life because you're fixing everything and not trusting your team to fix it. And if you stay there, don't complain by saying the management doesn't trust me and that's why it doesn't promote me. The management doesn't promote you because you decided not to trust your employees and you're putting out fires every day and you are getting your hands worked with them. You should let them work for you, trust them for the assignment, and then you will be ready for the next stage. I think that's one of my selling points when I do the workshops to the leaders. You will stay there if you don't trust them. Trust them. That's it.
Life is a when there is trust for everybody, isn't there? Isn't it? Right? It's a lot
Mhm.
easier. Whereas if there's one instance where the leader breaks trust, it's going to be like climbing the mountain every day. It's going to be hard work because there's the absence of trust. But where trust is there, it doesn't need too much to keep it in place. There's some simple things that you do that keep it in place all the time. It's called model away. All those things that you do that are not contrary to breaking trust, and you get amazing things done. Everybody loves working for you. They love the environment. They want to achieve great things because you are going to enable them to achieve great things. Right?
Yeah.
I would say, woohoo, I love working for Mohammed. He's wonderful. Yep, that's good. That's because there is trust between you. Mohammed, it is always a pleasure, and I'm so pleased you are able to join me today to bring your wisdom so that we can share it with others. And I know that from time to time we'll be able to have you back into this little workspace where we share ideas and hopefully get people to become better leaders. That's what the world needs now.
In fact, I'm learning from the best, and I just want to underscore the fact that it is the trust that my mentor, Graham, has put in me, more than a decade ago. That's why I am here in the leadership challenge. And what a beautiful fraternity, what a beautiful, group of people making change for more than 40 years now. So that's all about trust.
It is all about trust. And you're right, it's 40 years. The eighth edition of the book, The Leadership Challenge, will be published by
Wow.
next year. The eighth edition. Give me a list of leadership books which have gone into a second edition. None. And the Leadership Challenge, because of what it is, eighth edition is coming up next year. This is valid. This is appropriate. This is relatable. It's hard. It's easy to get onto and to emulate whatever we learn from the Leadership Challenge. So thank you so much, Mohammed. I wish you
You too.
well. We are together again in this uh, exploratory environment. We're exploring ideas and sharing with people to help others become better leaders. Thanks again, Mohammed.
Thank you.